Hi, Movies Mind Review is back again. This time the story is about a former military intelligence commando named Cha Tae-sik who decides to go into exile after the death of his wife and children. Let's get started. Cha Tae-sik is an ajashi who runs a pawn shop in a slum area, lives alone and doesn't mix with other people. No one knows his identity. He is very mysterious. He is just friends with a little girl named So-mai. The child is very lively and loves to talk. So-mai's mother works as a nightclub dancer and often brings men home. So-mai's mother forbids her from hanging out with the ajashi. Whenever her mother brings a man home, So-mai runs away at the pawn shop owned by Cha Tae-sik the ajashi. Even though the ajashi is indifferent to her, he has warmth towards the girl. So-mai's mother pawns the camera to him. So-mai's mother, Hyo-jeong, is involved in a drug case. She takes off the heroin that is being traded and she becomes the target of the mafia and the police at the nightclub. This brings a series of big problems. One day So-mai arrives home to find her mother being held hostage and tortured. Her mother and So-mai are kidnapped. And when Tae-sik arrives in front of his house, the lock has been broken and the mafia is waiting for him inside his house. So-mai's mother Hyo-jeong hid the heroin in a camera bag, and the bag was pawned at Cha Tae-sik's place and Tae-sik himself didn't know the heroin was in the bag. The mafia came to him and asked about the heroin, and forced him to give it up. With So-mai hostage and her mother, then Tae-sik is forced to obey them by handing over his bag. But after getting the goods, the mafia still takes So-mai and her mother away. Then Tae-sik chases after him but can't catch up. The mafia asks Tae-sik to do his bidding if he wants the mother and child to be safe. Tae-sik is told to pick up the package at a locker somewhere. Then he opens and checks the package, which turns out to be heroin. Then he was told to deliver the drugs to his boss. After arriving at his office, they then talked. Suddenly his boss got a call. His men told him that he had reported to the police and the police came to ambush them from various places. It turned out that his subordinates betrayed their boss. They were the ones who reported it to the police. The boss, who had received a call from his subordinates, immediately fled through the back street. Then Tae-sik was beaten and thrown down from the top of the building. But he survived because he fell on a big net and then Tae-sik saw the boss running away. He immediately chased after him, and there was a collision. The boss finally managed to escape. Tae-sik, who was trying to chase after him, accidentally saw the open back door of the car, instantly stunned. Inside was So-mai's mother, who had become a corpse and her internal organs were full of stitches. And the police arrested Tae-sik and took him to the police station and then interrogated him. But Tae-sik remained silent without a word coming out of his mouth. Tae-sik asks the cops to take off his handcuffs so he can eat. And after getting out of his handcuffs, he manages to knock out all the cops and run away. Suddenly a van drops a child to an old woman on the side of the road. And after removing the cloth covering her head, it turns out that the child is So-mai. Then the old woman told her to come along so that So-mai could meet her mother. But after arriving at the house, So-mai was told to go into a room and she was locked from the outside. It turned out that she was not alone in the room. She was being held together with other children. And they were also ordered to kill their boss. Even though the boss has begged for mercy, they are still killed by them. The police finally discovered the identity of Tae-sik, who was a special agent in the Military Intelligence Command from 1998 to 2006. Tae-sik goes to the mafia headquarters and asks for information on human organ trafficking, but they deny it and put up a fight. And in the end the mafia lost even though their numbers were more, and they gave information to Tae-sik in the form of business cards. Then Tae-sik comes to his place, which is a nightclub. Tae-sik shows the card and he is allowed inside. Tae-sik meets his mafia right-hand man, then fights him and manages to knock him out, and took her hostage out of the toilet. But when he came out of the toilet, another mafia appeared and immediately fired a gun and killed him. Tae-sik dodges into the toilet. The mafia goes inside checking. Tae-sik then appears to hit him and put up a fight, and he ran out. But soon the police showed up and they fled. Tae-sik tries to chase after him, run until out of the way but not overtaken. The car is too fast. The mafia boss calls, threatening Tae-sik that he will take So-mai's eye. Tae-sik, who had been injured by the mafia shot earlier, finally went to his friend's place to ask for help to treat his wound. He took out the bullet that was in his stomach. Tae-sik is in pain and faints. After recovering, Tae-sik tidied up his appearance, shaved his head. He got the weapon his friend had prepared. T-Sick is back looking for So-Mai. He went to Chinatown, do some reconnaissance, and get a toy machine clamp doll in which there is a toy car that he got first filled with heroin. Then T-Sick got a kid who used the machine, then he took it to a game shop and exchanged something and took it to another place. It turns out that the children are used as couriers to deliver the drugs from one place to another, one of which is So-Mai. But while following him, T-Sick was suddenly intercepted by the police and T-Sick tried to run away and finally managed to escape. Then T-Sick used a taxi car to chase the car carrying the children. And finally he found the car in front of a shop and he entered the shop. Inside he finds many people working on heroin and children working as well. Turns out this place is a heroin factory. T-Sick searches the place and finds the bodies of the victim and perpetrator. T-Sick finally manages to knock out the mafia. And he removing the mafia's mask, he is a mafia brother, and then T-Sick calls to threaten the mafia boss to hand over So-Mai. The mafia was get mad after knowing it, and then T-Sick blows up the factory. So-Mai has been taken by them in a van and So-Mai will be operated on to have her organs removed. T-Sick finally arrives at his boss's headquarters. He had been waiting for his arrival by them. T-Sick is given a bottle containing So-Mai's eyeballs, and then T-Sick was sad and angry and put up a fight. Everyone ganged up on T-Sick, while the boss ran away. After defeating all the mafia, T-Sick chases his boss who is about to escape in the car park. Dan manages to intercept him and T-Sick climbs into the car. The windshield is bulletproof, and T-Sick shot many times until the glass shattered and finally managed to kill the boss. After all is done, suddenly So-Mai appears walking slowly out. T-Sick is shocked that So-Mai is still alive. Then the police arrived at the scene and then took the two of them away. T-Sick must go to prison to be tried for his actions and leave So-Mai to be cared for by the old man who opened the bookstore. That's the end of the story. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment to encourage us to continue working. And don't forget to activate the bell icon so you can always be updated with the latest recap from Movies Mind Reviewed. See you in another video.